So I've been studying with Behram for 20 years, and the most amazing thing about it is that even after 20 years, every single class, he repeatedly, multiple times, he'll say something that just blows my mind. Even after all this time studying with him, learning and absorbing all that he has to teach, still every class, many, many times, he'll present something from a different angle or something new even, and I'll be just stunned, amazed. Wow, I need to think about that. I need to reflect on that. And these gems that come through in the teachings, that these multiple pearls of wisdom that come through in the teachings, then give me something uh, to reflect on and to uh, absorb into my practice and into my life. And through that process of receiving the teachings and reflecting on the teachings and practicing the teachings, gradually over time, over these 20 years, I've been able to refocus and reshape my life to become not just a better person, but through this practice, through studying with Behram, a new possibilities emerge. I begin to see what I couldn't see before. So it's not even that I become a better person or that I become the person that I'm aspiring to be, that it helps me achieve my goals or anything like that. It's that through the practice, the possibilities become clearer of what I could be, and I move towards becoming this thing that was previously not even in the frame of reference. Couldn't have imagined even aspiring to be the person that now I'm moving towards being, because it was just not in my frame of reference. It wasn't in my reality. So the teachings, through this presentation of the wisdom that Behram offers, and the way that he presents it, and the way that he supports these teachings in so many ways, then allows me and allows us as students to deepen our practice to profound new depths, to profound new levels. It's really a little talk like this. I can't explain how profound it is um, to encounter these teachings and to grow in the way that they allow. But to say that I'm sure that it's only possible to make this kind of spiritual progress or to develop in this kind of way through contact with a teacher like Behram, through this kind of practice. I can't see that it can be done any other way. And so beyond just the wisdom and the knowledge that's imparted through the teachings, there's really just do the course, do a course with Behram, and you'll see much better than I can explain here that this information or this knowledge, this wisdom is presented in such an incredible way that all the mystery of life, all the complexity of life, all the confusion of life is just made coherent. There's all the threads of life that seem so complex is presented in this coherent way, and it's this realization in that presentation that, oh, well, life is like that. Yes, life is like that. Yes, I am like this. These are the laws through which life operates, through which I operate, through which people operate. And in that coherence, in the presentation of life in this coherent way, there's this possibility to align with that. It's relief, really. Oh, yes, life can be engaged in skillfully. I can live a skillful life. It doesn't have to be difficult, or it doesn't have to be a struggle. It doesn't have to be painful. It can be joyful. And another really important aspect of that is it's not just information that's presented, and that hearing and understanding that life is like this, but Behram actually embodies these teachings that he's presenting. It's not just something from a book that he's read and learned. He's a living example of these teachings, and that combination of the information and the model of someone who is living these teachings, who embodies these teachings, is just a crucial way to practice spiritual practice. It's a crucial way to learn about life. To have the model and the teachings together is, well, it's just profound. The other thing about it is I don't want to make it sound too heavy and serious and profound and so on, which it is, but it's also enormous fun. You will have, whoever you are, you've probably encountered Behram in some context, and you will realise that he has a great sense of humour, he's playful, and that he presents the teachings in the sense that makes you realise that life is a game, life is meant to be played and played well. And so the classes and the a relationship with Behram is a loving, playful, joyful one. Not to say that he doesn't make sure that you're on track. If you go off track, he will let you know, and that in itself is another absolutely crucial part of the practice. And anyone that wants to progress in their lives will seek that out, that guidance, that it's not just information, it's just not just fun, but it's guidance that, no, it's not that way, it's this way. So all of these things together in combination is just such a precious experience. I hope anyone watching this realizes what the preciousness of what's on offer, to study with Behram, study the Dharma with Behram. I can't express how valuable it's been to me, and how, as I said before, how even beyond what I could have thought. So please, if you have the opportunity to study with Behram or to study with a teacher like Behram, I don't know many teachers like Behram, or any, in fact, but please do so. It will be one of the great blessings of your life. All the best.
Hi, my name's Nicole and I'm one of Behram's students. I have been fortunate to have known Behram for about 10 years now. I first met him when I attended one of his talks in Sydney. I was so impressed with that talk that the next weekend I went to his workshop, and a couple of weeks later I found myself travelling to Queensland to be on retreat with Behram, Sherry and the other students. What first impressed me at that talk was that I felt that Behram was speaking directly to me, even though I was in a room full of other people. And I feel that this is a great gift that he has, to be able to communicate or connect with individuals, even within that class setting. Master B is passionate about giving everyone the opportunity to learn about the Dharma. He believes that through education and implementation of the teachings, that we can lead a more fulfilling, happy and contented life. We as students are encouraged to implement those teachings into our daily practice. He encourages us to take the time to cultivate those time-enduring, wholesome qualities of kindness, generosity and sensitivity. Take time to discover what is finest in us, so that we can benefit from those treasures, and so can others around us. Master B has an amazing ability to present very complex Buddhist texts with simplicity and clarity that make them readily understandable in our very modern lives. Even when I've heard him speak about a particular topic before, it's always fresh and engaging when he presents it again. And I more than often sort of understand something at a deeper level. The classes, even though we touch on very serious and complex, deep subject matter. At times they're very light-hearted. We have a good laugh. Master B's tells some pretty amazing stories, anecdotes, and he'll often tell a joke or two. So it lightens up the atmosphere a lot, which I think is important for. It's conducive to learning something new. Master B has spent his life studying and practicing the Dharma, and this is reflected in his wisdom and his compassion towards his students and to everyone around him. I find him incredibly kind and generous and sensitive to my circumstance, always finds the time to answer any of the queries or Dharma questions that I have, and over the years has encouraged me to improve my communication skills, and in doing so my close relationships have grown in beautiful ways. I'm incredibly grateful to Master B for running these classes, especially during 2020 when we were all in lockdown. I looked forward to those classes each week as they brought me great joy, and I can guarantee that when you view one of the videos, you too will be inspired and want to come back and view more. So thank you, Master B. Thank you, everyone.
This is a testimonial for Behram Ghista, or Master B as I affectionately know him. Hello, my name is Jeff Havener and I've been a student of Behram's for 21 years now. I'm an Australian citizen. I live here in Tyrol, Austria, with my wife who grew up in these parts and our two young daughters who are now 6 and 8 years of age. I'm a qualified kinesiologist and holistic life coach, and I am passionate about skiing and have been passionate about skiing since I was 18 years of age. And I think it's quite amazing that life worked out the way it did, and I get to live here in the Austrian Alps and work in the ski industry on a daily basis as a lift operator and as a ski instructor. I do live a blessed life, and in large part that has to do with Master B and the teachings I've learned from him over the years. So how did I meet Master B? Well, in 1999 I was travelling through India. I'd only actually been there for 3 days out of a potentially 4-month trip when I came across a cafe in the foothills of the Himalayas in northern India, and I saw a flyer, and the flyer was advertising one of Master B's Dharma classes. So I decided to check it out. It was on the next night. And wow, what a life-transforming decision that was. The class itself, I remember still quite clearly, because I remember as Behram was giving the talk, which went for an hour and a half, I really recall thinking, this guy is talking directly to me. How does he know what I'm thinking? And I found out later that other students had the same experience. And the reason essentially is that he's talking about how the mind operates. Essentially what he was saying in that class was, we all suffer and we're accountable for that suffering. We have to deal with that suffering on a daily basis, whether the suffering be physical, emotional, or mental. We all experience it to various degrees, but it doesn't need to be that way, or it doesn't need to be that way to the degrees that we are experiencing. We can have more moments of joy, lasting joy. We can have more moments of gratitude, more moments of connection with the divine. And this was fascinating to me. I really was loving the talk. And he went on to say that one of the main reasons that we suffer and we experience disillusionment is that we seek happiness in external things. We chase happiness in achievements, material possessions, and the like. And this was incredibly it was amazing to me. It was mind-blowing, because the blueprint that I had been given for life was that we seek external things. We chase good grades. That will make me feel good. We then get a good university and a good job. That's success. That will make me feel good. Meet my perfect soulmate. Have a beautiful house. Have lots of money. Get this car, get that. Have a family. And then live happily ever after and until we die. But what's not put into this equation are the massive curveballs that life will throw at us along the way. And no one, or most people, are not equipped to deal with that. I certainly wasn't equipped to deal with that. And Master B was pointing to the fact that to move out of this suffering, we have to realize that happiness comes from the inside. We have to train our mind to be able to manage life and the amazingly different, diverse challenges that we're going to face along the way. Now, my inner wisdom told me that this is where I needed to stay. So I didn't just stay for one class, I stayed for many. In fact, I stayed for 3 months, and I would have stayed longer, except that the retreat center was closing for the winter time. So the following year, I had the great privilege, when I returned home, to organise and facilitate Master B's first teaching tour of Australia. Now, during this time, which lasted about three to 4 months, I got to spend intimate time with Master B as we travelled from place to place. He gave talks, retreats, had interviews with radio stations, appointments with people, meeting new students. It was a full calendar, and he was a long way from home, a different culture. And what I noticed was that he actually embodied the teachings. There was no incongruency. He was very congruent. He was open. He was loving. He was kind and warmth. Like a lot of warmth come from him, and he had this glow about him, even though life was incredibly busy. So I realized then that I needed to stay connected with Master B. And one of the main things he taught was that in life, we have lots of teachers. We have lots of teachers for many different things. We have teachers at school, professors at university. We want to learn guitar or cooking or piano, we get a teacher. If we want to learn sports, we have teachers and coaches. Even the top athletes in the world will have a coach. But he says no one here in the West is interested in having a teacher or a coach to help them live a remarkable life. And he finds that quite amazing. And he really encourages us to seek out our teachers or coaches to help us understand and train our mind so that we can access the divinity, the beauty that lies within us and around us. And it is certainly possible with the right training and with the right dedication. And so, again, my wisdom was telling me that I needed to stay in contact with Master B. And fortunately for me, I have forged a beautiful student-teacher relationship with him over the last 21 years. And as a result of that, my life has just flourished in so many beautiful ways. In closing, well, it's clear that I highly recommend Master B as a teacher and as a guide for people traveling through this thing called life. Someone who knows the workings intimately of the mind, someone who can help you understand the intricacies of the mind and be as a guide to train that mind so you can get the best out of yourself and the best out of life. So that would be point number one, the transformational impact that Master B can have on your life. Point number two are the teachings themselves. The teachings are universal. They cross all religions. They're mixed with psychology and massive helpings of common sense, really. And finally, Master B himself. You have to meet him to really feel the energy of the man. But he is someone who is passionate about helping people improve the quality of their lives. He's been teaching for a long time. He's been training with some of the best masters around the world. And the way that he presents the teachings finally is through humor, through stories, through love, and through engagement. He's engaging the students in the process as well. It's not just a discourse, blur. It is engagement, helping us to bring out our own wisdom. So, folks, if you're looking for some sort of improvement in your life, you're looking to move out of suffering into greater joy and lasting peace and happiness, then I highly recommend Master B. Check out the YouTube videos, and I wish you all the best. Thanks for listening.